the heart of the Riverbend. On this 14th day of April, friend of the show, Jerry Rumph, OSF St. Anthony's Health Center President. You know, last month, Jerry, you were presenting at the North Alton Godfrey Business Council with something that I think is really innovative and something that could help so many of us in our community with Alton Cares. Now, take us through this, and if you could, give us an overview of what Alton Cares truly is and this resource guide that, you know, we can find at a lot of locations.
Right. Yeah, it kind of goes back to just understanding the issues. Mm-hmm. So every hospital goes through what's called a community health needs assessment, and Madison County goes through it as well. Both Madison County and our community health needs assessment had identified in their top 3 issues in the area based on the respondents and statistics was mental health and substance abuse. 47% of the respondents to our survey indicated that they felt depressed in the last 30 days, and 39% of them said that they felt stressed. And there's a higher prevalence of depression, in society in general as well. And then of our respondents, 9% said that they were in poor mental health. So, part of that, gives us the understanding of what the community is talking about. When it comes to substance abuse, the challenge there, and I'll just give you some statistics from Madison County. So we've seen an upward trend in overdoses, deaths in Madison County. In 2021, which is last year, we got the data to look at. There was 116 deaths due to overdose drugs.
Wow.
So in the Riverbend community, of the 116, there was 46 of them here. That's, in Alton, Godfrey, Wood River, Roxana.
That's a pretty staggering ratio compared to the overall county, compared to just this, nook.
Right. And the one thing we have to remember is Narcan's been in use for a few years now, which has actually saved lives. So if we hadn't implemented Narcan as a solution to save lives, I think that rate would be higher.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right.
Without a doubt. And so with that being said, I mean, there's so many statistics. And what are what's the one that you saw when you're going through this with the team that you went, wow, this is almost a crisis almost?
Yeah. So when Chief Polito was the chief here, he approached us and asked us if we would partner with him. He had a concern about the growing need for mental health and the growing issue with substance abuse in our neighborhoods, right? Mm-hmm. So we formed a group about a year and a half ago under his leadership, really to look at mental health and substance abuse. So the concern was lack of coordination, the increased issues and prevalence, and there was really a sense of urgency. So we formed a group with the police department, the city of Alton, the mayor, Alton Fire District, Madison County Mental Health Department, Chestnut Healthcare, Centerpoint Healthcare, Gateway Regional Hospital, Touche Regional Hospital. They both do psychiatric care. SIU School of Medicine, and the Salvation Army. And we came together as a group really to say, what can we do as a group in our community to try to tackle these 3 things? So there's 3 things that we implemented. The first one was around training. So, there is a stigma, that we all have when it comes to mental health, individuals with mental health, or those that are battling substance abuse. Mm-hmm. So, and how do you respond to that? So we got a grant to do training and we did the training for police officers and correctional officers on crisis intervention.
Wow.
And the stigma and stereotypes. And then we did a separate training with EMS and ED staff around how to respond to and do crisis intervention, but also from that compassionate perspective and to deal with those biases that we all have. So that training has been completed for the community. And the second piece to that was really that we worked on locally was with Chestnut, one of our partners, was to provide training to the community on Narcan.
Yeah.
We provided, actually through Chestnut, they provided free Narcan to participants. And the participants weren't mental health providers or healthcare providers. It was the community.
Wow. Well, and that's what I think is so, what you just said to me is so innovative, because you had multiple trainings for different, groups of first responders, of law enforcement, because it is different for everyone's situation. And then to provide a resource to us to where, I've seen on social media, Jerry, where someone goes, why even help? Well, guess what? You're walking down the street and something happens. 9 times out of 10, you're going to want to help somebody. Right. And if we can all learn this, I mean, you don't want to do it, but you could save a life.
Right.
This is huge.
Yeah.
This is really huge.
Right. So, and then the second component of that work group that Chief Paluto started, now Chief Ford leads, was to pull together all the mental health and substance abuse resources in our community. There are a lot of them. But the challenge is people don't know where to go or what, where to even start. And typically it's not the individual, it's a family member, a friend, a coworker, somebody that is going to help them in, one, identifying that they have a problem and they need some help, and then 2, helping them get to where they need to go.
And not to cut you off, but I've said this time and time again. When we first had the council meeting last month, I said, that, guys, this is something that's really, really innovative, because I've been in situations where it seems like you're just, digging, you think you're digging yourself out of the hole, but you're digging deeper because you look for a resource that you think's the right one, and you really have no idea because there's a plethora of them out here. And it's one of those things, Jerry, where I really think it's preventative. You need to know this information before you need to know it, because this could save precious time in these situations.
Right. Yeah, so we, as a work group, we consolidated all the resources into a single guide. And the guide is structured with mental health resources first, and it goes into counseling services, support groups, court and legal services for people with mental health. And then it transitions into substance abuse, addiction, recovery services. It's got the hotlines, the crisis hotlines, and all the different resources that are available for individuals that are battling with substance abuse. So,
I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, this is so many different organizations that, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I had an idea about maybe looking at this, maybe 4 or 5. And there's this front to back. You guys can't see it, but these are front to back. And this is a truly in-depth look of this guide to really help us in this time of need.
Right. So the challenge is, 1, keeping it update and current.
Yep.
And then how do we do that? So we reached out as a group to the mayor. And so we met with Mayor Goins and said, look, we would like to have this live somewhere that people can access. So as we update it, it's in one current form, like in current form. So the mayor agreed to put it on the front of the city's website. If you go scroll down to the bottom, and then we decided we wanted to call it something other than just mental health and substance abuse resource guide.
Right.
So we came up with the tagline, Alton Cares, because it's really what it's about. Alton's caring about the community and wants to provide that resources. And so it is living there. And now when I met you, or we talked at the North Alton Godfrey Business Association, that's where we're starting to deploy these. So we want to deploy them to give it to the community to say, put this in your business so that patrons can take one if they want, but also educate your employees so that they can share it with family members, they can share it with the community, and then there's a place to go and find it. We put a QR code on it so you can use your phone.
And just scan it.
Yeah, and all of it is, if you go out to the website or if you use the QR code, it takes you right to the website. And they're all hyperlinked, so you can just click on it. You click on the phone number from your phone, and it'll auto dial, or it'll take you to the website to make it easy to navigate. for anybody who's looking for resources.
Well, I think this is great. And there's so many situations you can, take yourself to and go, wow, this would work in this situation. This would work here. And, even if, let's just say that you're an insurance company that's by appointment only, it's still good to have this because we've all known that, some folks that are going through these terrible situations are walking, the streets in front of stores and, they might be entering crisis or might be in a crisis currently. You got to have these things because you could help save somebody. You could help get somebody on the track to recovery and to, hopefully, rehabilitation. And that's what's really important. And how important was it for OSF, Jerry, to partner with all these different, organizations? And because I know that you guys have great resources, but was it one of those things where, let's just put all of our strongest, services together and let's collaborate on this?
Yeah, I think for us at OSF, it's our mission. So, it started 98 years ago with the sisters, right?
Right.
Continues today. And as a community member, we are not just staying inside our four walls and just taking care of the healthcare business that comes into the door.
Right.
We really want to be a part of the community and do the work and collaborate with everybody in the greater Alton community, Riverbend area, to make it a better place to live.
Well, without a doubt. And that's something I really wanted to highlight because, something that I always assumed is, when you're in your position, you guys have meetings, and you're traveling everywhere to make sure that the mission of OSF is being achieved and you guys are growing and innovating. But there is always a time where I'm out at a community event, whether it's the Riverbend CEO dinner or whether it's, the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, where you guys are there. You're there to, talk with some of the business leaders and owners and the community in general to, just show your support. And that's huge.
Yeah. And that's important because at the meeting that I met you and I introduced the Alton Cares at the North Alton Godfrey Business Association, there was an individual there who's part of the Rotary for Collinsville, Maryville, and Carlinville. And so I went there this week to present Alton Cares to the Rotary. In the broader Madison County community, but it's a program that is available for everybody. Just because we call it Alton Cares doesn't mean it's just for Alton. It's for the community.
Absolutely. And like I said, whenever I saw this, I went, we have to get this on and talk about it because, I'm sure people have already seen this, in a storefront or, in a lobby somewhere, whether it's upstairs at Riverbend or in the plethora of other places that we're starting to see these. But I wanted to talk about it so the folks do know exactly what this is. This is, to me, a priceless resource because the way the stats show it, pretty much it's statistically saying that we all know somebody that's going through this situation. And, taking you a step further as we have a couple of minutes left in this, with Alton Cares, is this the a step of many to achieving this, complete resource and this complete, guidance for somebody battling substance abuse or a mental health crisis?
Yeah, it's just the beginning, I think, for us in the community. One of the things that's evolved for us, at St. Anthony's, is we just actually opened up. This is day 3, our Detox unit.
Yes.
So that is one of the new additions for us.
That's huge.
Of services because it's known that is needed.
Yeah.
And we already started. We had patients on day 1. So we know that it's a needed resource. And what's interesting about the detox unit is, it is voluntary. It's for people who are 18 years and above. So it's adult driven. But our program, like others in the market or in the area, it's full service. So we are there to take care of people who have problems with alcohol, benzodiazepine, opioids, methamphetamines, cocaine, combined substances, prescription medications. So regardless of what the addiction is, we have protocols to be able to do a medical stabilization program and detox for those patients. Then the program that the partner we're using is called New Vision, and they have a 97% success rate on getting the patients to a program after discharge. So they'll go through 3 days of detox with us, and they'll be placed into an outpatient program after their discharge. And their success rate is 97%, getting them at least to their first program, getting them accepted into program and to their first program. And that's huge because that's step one after detox.
That to me is one of the most critical steps.
Right.
Because if you are taking that, at least that step to get in this program and really help, and I'm glad you brought this up because I saw it in the news and I went, do I bring it up now or do I ask about it later? And to me, there's no better time than now. And I really mean that. And what you guys are doing at OSF Healthcare, you got to be proud of it and really taking this to the next generation and really bringing the services to the community again. And I don't know if, and I hate doing this, but I went back 7 years ago, there was a situation kind of similar where a detox unit was needed and you had to, it seemed like you had to go find a place, out of the coverage area or maybe up to Gateway if you were lucky. And then you started seeing these, but to have it right here, you can't ask for anything more because, again, you don't need it until you need it.
Right.
And I got to ask you, ahead of this, your day 3 into the detox unit, are you looking to add more services kind of like this as OSF progresses?
Yeah. Actually, we've just approved an additional position in psychology services for a counselor. So we're adding an additional therapist, and that we're looking for somebody who has a substance abuse background.
Wow.
So that way we can be providing an additional resource for these patients that want ongoing therapy when they're done with their rehab.
It's one of these things that's very serious to talk about, but it puts a smile on my face in the end, knowing that we have a health service institution, organization like OSF really pointing out all the stops to make sure that everyone is informed, but everyone's taken care of too in a way. And I really can't have anything better to say about this than keep up the great work because this is something that's been needed for a long time. And to finally have it, that's just a chef's kiss for me.
Yeah.
And Jerry, I would be proud of the work. How are you proud of the team? What's the plans for the future in the spring, summer part of the year?
Yeah, we there's a lot of things happening at St. Anthony's. Right. We're in the middle of really kind of growth with several different services. We are bringing on a wound care clinic. We're going to be working on expanding orthopedics as well. Working with SSM on a pain clinic. So we're hoping by summer that we'll have a fellow trained anesthesiologist that's fellow trained in pain management on staff to do a pain clinic. So a lot of really great things that are happening. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
Yeah. So we're really excited with our partnership with SSM and the ability really to start expanding more services that we either used to have, don't have now, or we're expanding into areas that we've never had.
You can't ask for anything better than that. And that's why, it's so great to have you guys on because you're in such a growth period that there's always something new to highlight, to talk about, and bring insights to, because we all need to know this information. And the last thing, Jerry, is just have a great rest of your week. And thanks for stopping by. I know you're busy, and it means a lot to us that you're able to, give us your time and discuss these really important issues.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. We'll take a quick break. Our daily show, well, it rose. I told you 12 minutes. We are almost at 20. We'll be back with more of our daily show as we wrap up this amazing week in downtown Alton.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.